My name is Slavka, I'm from Alabama, and this channel is about living, traveling, and learning. See you on the road.
Good morning, party people. What's up? Well, my break is over. My young friend has found us another tasty load. He would not let me rest here aimlessly at the truck stop, so we must go. I'm currently in Central Florida, more like Southern. Gonna head up towards Pooler, Georgia, which is right there next to Savannah. So we're gonna pick up this load heading to Windsor, Colorado. We got a deadhead today, 344 miles, so I got to get to the shipper by 1 p.m. Hopefully, we should be okay, and we'll get loaded. I'll see you at the shipper, guys. Jacksonville, Florida. The Indian River, where we're crossing in the port city there. Only a few places in Florida where you can actually get decent freight. Jacksonville and occasionally Lake City. They have cool bridges here though. We are at the shipper. 355. Or is it? Yeah, 335. Thanks. I think I'm right. I don't know. We'll find out. Let me look up the recon because I wrote it down as 355, and this is 335. So I could have made a mistake just before I passed that. Come on, internet. Give me my rate confirmation, god damn it. There it is. Just checking. No, I wrote it down correctly, so it's the next building then. It's 355. Let's see. Of course, I can't see the address from here, but this is the last building in the line here, so I'd imagine that's... Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, we're in a good place. Yeah, that's our shipper right there. World Distribution Services. Hell yeah. We're in the right place now, boys and girls. Well, let's go find the shipping receiving door. Park near it, but not block the traffic, and go and check in. And there it is. I see the sign. At least this warehouse is well labeled. Well labeled. And that's always good. I was going to quickly park. I hate when guys pull up if there's space and just use the block with their trailer, a bunch of containers, and people want to get in. Alrighty, boys and girls, we got loaded. Everything looks good. The load's going to be extremely light. Again, it's going to be curse or blessing, depends on how winds are out in Kansas. We're going to Windsor, Colorado, which is right next door to Fort Collins, Colorado, which is about 40 miles north of Denver. So it's right there between Cheyenne, Wyoming, and Denver, Colorado. Been there many times in that area. Know my way around. So today's plan, you know, I did a lot of deadhead. Oh, by the way, this load from door to door is 1,698 miles, almost 1,700 miles. I just did 344 miles of deadhead. They're paying $4,800 for this load. So, and it's due to be delivered at 0800 on the Monday. Today's Friday. So we're gonna try to get as close as possible. I'm just looking at my hours of service remaining, because with deadhead I did today, I almost did 400 miles of deadhead. It may look like we're gonna deliver Monday, but not at 8 o'clock in the morning, probably closer to noon. Anyways, I let my dispatch and the brokers know. You know, it is what it is. We're gonna get there as soon as possible, as safely as possible. So that's about it, guys. I'm gonna start heading out towards Atlanta. So we're gonna get out of Savannah area, head towards Macon, Georgia, and then I don't know if I'm gonna get to Atlanta today. I'm probably gonna shut down before that. Just Friday evening, you don't want to go to Atlanta. It's a bad place. Plus, my hours of service are pretty much mostly burnt. I got a few hours left, so I'm gonna use that to advance myself towards the goal. But Atlanta's not in the books today. Anyways, guys, see you on the road. Well, here's our load. Empty new Budweiser cans. It's fully stacked. Should be light though. They're empty, mostly air here, so we're good. Load is secured, although you got to be careful of this because they crush really easy. But it's the best we can do. The danger with these pallets is that when you arrive at the receiver, you open the door and the whole stack is leaning against the door and then falls on your head. So you got to make sure that but they did package, they put the airbag up atop, but just put a little bit of straps, you know, so they don't shift backwards. That's about it, guys. Bypassing Atlanta, just taking state highways in Georgia. I can't say bypassing Atlanta saves a lot of time. It's about the same, but it's a lot more peaceful and better on your nerves, in my opinion. There are a series of state highways in southern and western Georgia. Depending on the direction you go, it makes total sense. Bypass it. Just go through rural towns, areas, hop on back on the interstate that you need. But in essence, none of that cutting you off, stop and go traffic, you know, just all that shit that just over time wears down and eats your soul like a corrosive acid. I don't know. If you're a driver and you've been through Atlanta so many goddamn times, you know, you kind of dread going through it, so you look for ways around it. And I have a few back roads of my own that I always take, and no scales too, guys. I mean, you know, wink wink. Yeah, if you ever have issues with your weight, you know, that's a good way to know your ways around that kind of stuff. So all right, well, you know, the plan today, we gotta get on Interstate 20 towards Birmingham, and then continue going towards Memphis. And then we're gonna probably get to Little Rock, Arkansas somewhere sometime today, shut down there. And then tomorrow continue from there, go to Topeka, Kansas, and then up towards Interstate 70 in Kansas, and then make our way towards Denver. So that's the plan, guys. For now, I'm just cruising out here in southwestern Georgia, going around Atlanta area. All is good. Well, my AC system's not working again.
This evaporator coil here
clutch on the compressor is not turning on. That means there's a low pressure in the system. Must have leaked out the refrigerant. I had a slow leak. I kind of fixed it up, but I was going over it. I wonder if it's started leaking again. But anyways, gonna add some refrigerant. I got extra can I usually buy at Walmart. I'm not gonna get my full manifold gauge set. I'm just gonna use this little contraption. So the way it works, you get on the low side, the engine's got to be running, AC's got to be on.
Oh yeah, it's slow. Alright.
There's a clutch. It just engaged. Right there. See it spinning? Gonna keep adding like this. You don't wanna go upside down permanently because it could hydrolock the compressor. You just slowly keep adding. Yeah, now it's spinning. I stop once in a while and check the pressure. It's gotta be above between 30 and 40, like 35 psi or so on the low side. It must have leaked down a little bit. It's such a slow leak that once every 3 months I add a can maybe to get it going. It's just not worth spending money fixing it until it blows up. Disengaged, so it's cycling. You can only add it when clutch is running. So you have suction on the low end. And I'll wait for compressor clutch to turn on. It's on. See how pressure goes down? It sucks it. Making sure I don't overfill it. Yeah, the pressure is still low. The clutch turned off, now it's going to build up again. Almost got like a half a can in there. Just gonna finish this can. clutch is cycling, so it's back working. I'm gonna let the engine cool down and take care of that little hose. Clamp, because the thread has popped and it's not holding it down. I have another one. I had to fix it before it happens while I'm driving. I will have to do it on the roadside. Oh yeah, much better. Cool air is coming out of the register. Yeah, AC when you have a slow refrigerant leak, it's almost impossible to find the source. I've taken it to the shop and they used the sniffer tool all around the lines, couldn't find it. It's so slow that almost impossible to detect. Tried the soap method, just spraying it. I don't know, I don't see any bubbles on there. Besides, you got to do it while the engine's running. There's so much vibration there when the big ass diesel's running that any kind of soap bubbles or anything just shakes it off, because it's it works well on the lines maybe further down back, but somehow there's a small slow leak, and every few months I have to add a can or so, like 12 ounces, and then it works for 2 months. It's been like this for almost 2 years now. I haven't been able to find it. I paid the shop $150 to hunt for it, an entire hour. They didn't find it, so I figured, well, it's cheaper to buy a Walmart can for $14 and just dump it in there and keep it running like that. Besides, for my AC, I only use this one when I'm driving, so when I'm in the bunk or shut down, I have the APU unit. It's a separate air conditioning system there, separate compressor, everything, so it doesn't bother me much. Worst case, I have a backup. I can actually drive while APU's running, and I've had that happen. I've been in South Texas where my main truck compressor went out, and it was like over 100 degrees. It got so hot, I just, I could feel like I'm fainting from the heat stroke, and so I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm shutting I shut the windows down, turned the APU on, and drove like that for 2 days until I got out of the hot area. That you got to do what you got to do. I can't, when it's 100 degrees outside, and if, like in this truck, if you open the windows, for whatever reason, it sucks the heat from behind the bulkhead from the engine. So it just like, if it's already a hot day, all the heat from the engine starts coming in the cabin. It gets even hotter. And even like while driving, the breeze, if you guys been in Texas during the summer, July, you know what I'm talking about. It's in the afternoon, and it's so hot the asphalt melts, and you spend an entire day like that, you get a heat stroke. It doesn't matter how much water you drink or anything like that. It just becomes brutal, and you gotta be aware enough to drive the truck. You start feeling like you're gonna pass out. You kind of start doing the whole nose diving and blurring in the eyes and the tunnel vision, all of that. So air conditioning is a very much necessary tool. Leaving Arkansas and entering Oklahoma, right behind that bridge, it's Oklahoma. So we're gonna keep going on I-40 for the next about 35-40 miles, and then we're gonna start take a series of state highways towards Tulsa, Oklahoma, and then we're going to cut diagonally through state highways and so on across Oklahoma, across Kansas into I-70 in Kansas. So we're going to intercept that. So once in Kansas, it's just going to be a lot of state highways. GPS wants you to go take 35 all the way to Topeka and then take a left, but I've been in Kansas many times. There's really good state highways systems in there. Most of them 4 lanes. And yeah, we just gonna take those instead and save some miles. Plus, I personally prefer to go through state highways. It's just more relaxing driving most of the time. Oklahoma is an interesting state. As you go east to west, on the eastern side, where like I-40, where it's on borders with Arkansas, it's fairly green. You see trees pretty much like Arkansas, like very little difference. As you get closer to Oklahoma City and get past it, it turns into absolute desert. And it's a very, very contrasting flora around here. You can tell where the rain shadow zone starts and the Mojave Desert begins. And western half of Oklahoma is absolute desert. And then you keep going towards Texas, towards Amarillo there. It is complete desert, you know, and then I'm not even going to mention New Mexico and so on. But yeah, I mean, this is the last of the green you pretty much see as you head west towards California if you take I-40. You know, in a few hours, the view of landscape will change drastically. And we'll see that too. We kind of are going to be going northwest towards Kansas, but we will see that difference too. The trees will give way to more shrubs and less and less. They're going to be lower, not as tall. You're going to see a lot more open fields, kind of prairie type of vegetation. We're in the back roads of northern Oklahoma. I love taking these back roads. Oklahoma, Kansas, all these big flat states. There's not many vehicles at all. You can just set it on cruise control and just relax for hours and hours. But it only works when it's a good weather. If it's snowing or anything like this, you know, in the winter, these places become impassable for the most part because nobody plows them. They're not a priority. You know, you're 30, 40, 50 miles from any major interstate or anything like that. You're very remote areas. So that's the downside. But in the summer, I prefer to take back roads always over interstates, especially when they reduce mileage. You can often, when your route is in a more or less diagonal direction across the United States map, taking these roads can reduce your total mileage by as much as 40, 50 miles on the trip, over 1,000 miles. Plus, it's just relaxing, you know, and instead of doing that whole daily hustle of people cutting you off and constantly passing slowpoke trucks and campers, you just drive and enjoy the scenery. It's kind of like old style Americana. You get to see the towns, and everything's laid back and relaxed. None of that big city stuff. But we're going to be taking a turn on Oklahoma 58, going north for a little bit. And then we're going to enter Kansas. We're right in the border between Oklahoma and Kansas. We're in the Oklahoma side, about 6 miles from, I think it's Norm, Oklahoma. They had an earthquake here recently, like a few weeks ago. There was a 4.5 quake in this area. They had these earthquakes for some reason around this area. Some people say it's because of all oil and gas drilling from a fracking industry, but it seems like, you know, it's been something happening here long before even people settled this area. So, but you see here and there a lot of like dry lake beds. You know, clearly the area is turning as we keep going west into more desert-like. Still see shrubs here and there. There's some creeks, but yeah, the big trees are going away, and in a few hours we'll be seeing nothing but grass. We're heading west on I-70 towards the delivery north of Denver, and the visibility is dropping tremendously. We're about 115 miles from Lyman, Colorado. Oh man, they calling for a massive snowstorm later in the afternoon up in Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming. There's some kind of mass Arctic blast supposed to have 30 below average temperatures and all that's coming in. So it's barely above freezing, 34 degrees right now, and a kind of freezing fog starting. You know, this is just a clear indication this is going to be a shit show within 12 hours. This road's going to be impassable most likely. So I'm trying to get there as soon as possible, get this load delivered, and then most likely I'm going to be watching the weather. I don't know if I'm going to go pick up anything right away, because if this region's going to get iced over for a day or two, there's no point taking loads, only to be limited where you can go and all that. So yeah, guys, I mean, look at this, the weather. This is April 19th, and it's going to be snowing, and it's going to be ice. It's crazy weather out west. It already dumped this morning over 7 inches around Laramie and Cheyenne, so this is just north of here. I don't know, man. All right, well, we got 252 miles to go. Hopefully I'll make it there before the snowstorm. Yeah, the weather's deteriorating really quick. It's already below freezing. It's 30 degrees, and it's dropping as I'm driving north on State Highway 27. So the ice is building up on all the surfaces. Look at the antenna there, sagging heavy. The road hasn't iced over yet. It's probably because the ground's warm, but that's going to happen in a few hours. I got to get out of here. That's what it starts like. It's just a freezing fog, and it's like a aerosol rain, and anything it hits, it just instantly freezes in a coat of ice. I mean, you can see it on my mirrors, and any kind of surface that's exposed is already covered with a layer of ice. It's going to get dangerous as the day goes on, and it's supposed to get even worse in the afternoon. So yeah, this is not good at all. The forecast, this was supposed to happen later in the afternoon. It's still morning, so this is progressing a lot faster than it was anticipated. Gonna be I'm in Kansas, gonna be getting in briefly into Nebraska and then Colorado immediately. I'm on that corner where 3 states converge. Taking this shortcut so that I don't have to go through Denver area, because my delivery is up by Fort Collins, and you can reduce mileage and the time it takes to get there by simply taking some of these state roads. But this remote area is western Kansas, and right on along the Colorado line. In fact, we're going to be in Colorado in about 15 minutes. We're probably about 100 miles from the Front Range, and once we get to that U.S. Highway 34, we're going to start going west Colorado. Well, guys, I'm less than a mile from the final in this Windsor, Colorado, near Fort Collins, and the weather is really bad. Everything's icing up, and it looks like another winter apocalypse is upon us. April 19th, holy shit. This winter's been brutal. I don't know what it is. I've never, in 5 years I've been on the road, 4.5, the amount of snow and wind and crap that just brutal like weather I have never experienced. Maybe it's just, you know, I haven't been on it long enough, but almost every since October I've been getting in every other week or so in some kind of bullshit, either high winds or snow or something that's just absolutely terrible, you know. And you see the accidents on the road and everything, and they're scary as shit. Because drivers push to get those miles, and as a result, you know, your weather conditions like this, everything's icing over right now. And once it gets dark later this afternoon, it's going to get even colder, and it's going to be brutal. Alright, we got to go to this warehouse. We're going to 900 Metal Container Corporation. Eisenhower? Yeah, that's owned by the beer company. Oh, my seat is squeaking today. Gotta put some WD-40 on it. What is going on with this guy? Be sitting here a while because I missed the appointment. It was scheduled for 8 a.m. It's 11 right now. So the main thing right now is just to get unloaded. But you know, I'm just looking at the number of trucks around here. This may be a while. Office is up ahead. I'm just gonna park here, take a walk. Parallel parking in the semi 101. First rule, don't hit shit. Second rule, don't hit shit. And the third rule is predictably same way. No, it's actually easier than a four-wheeler in my opinion. You just kind of build an angle, get your trailer in there, and then work on straightening the cab out. There we go. Easy peasy. There we go. Just gonna get a little bit closer to the curb so the guys that are parking, you know, well, there's plenty of room here. Alright, that's good. Alright guys, I'm gonna go in and check in and see what's up. Well, look at this, guys. It's almost May. Look what's happening around Denver area. This snowstorm bullshit, this ice and weather has to end some point. At this rate, it's going to be snowing in July. Anyway, there's a major snowstorm up in later this afternoon, and it's already starting. But It's probably in a couple hours is going to be inches and inches of snow at this rate. I just got unloaded. I'm heading out to truck stop, and I'm just going to shut down. Not picking up any load right now. There's just no point dealing with this shit. Anywhere I'll go, these storms are just spreading out towards Midwest. So anything I'll manage to pick up, I'm going to be basically in this entire trip. So I'm going to wait it out. This is getting ridiculous. I would hope that, you know, having April 19th, I know it's possible to have snowstorms, but this has been like every week up here. This is not just like, oh, it's a freak storm. No, this is like freaking snowing constantly. Like, I don't know. I've never seen it any other year. I come to these areas frequently. Once in a while, once on the great blue moon, you know, you get this freak storm that gets some snow going, you know, this and that. But this is like every week, you know. They get inches and inches of snow, and it melts down, and then it starts all over again. I don't understand what's happening with the climate. There's going to be a complete shit show around Denver area right now. Like in a couple hours when the rush hour traffic, plus this will continue to build up. Oh, it's going to be crazy. I'm going to go to a truck stop near Fort Collins, and it's only like 4 miles from here. Shut down. It's starting to get really slippery too. It's insane how visibility just dropped suddenly. It went from just drizzling, freezing rain to full-blown snow squall. Like in the last 15 minutes started snowing, and it's accumulating. It's gonna be really bad here. I trust my expertise in this. I've been in many weather events like this, and it's just gonna be a nightmare. And give it another 2-3 hours at this rate, oh, it's gonna be bad. All these people are going to be coming out of Denver downtown and going through this construction. Oh man. Luckily our exit is next. Yeah, like visibility's down to maybe 150 yards. It's just a whiteout at this point.